Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, a very warm welcome to you too. A few months ago I reviewed this Lamtto 9.26 inch smart screen, which is basically Android Auto, CarPlay for any car, and it's got a dash cam on the back of it. But there's been a bit of an update. In fact, there is a new version that's come out. So Lamtto have very kindly sent me one of these so we can have a look at it, and I'm going to tell you if it's worth upgrading or whether you should go for the old one or the new one. As I did in the last video, I'm going to unbox it, I'm going to run it in the car for a few weeks, and then I'm going to give you an honest opinion on both screens. So let's get into it. Let's get into the unboxing. The box does look a lot nicer than the previous one. If you remember, the previous one was just sort of like a grey box, but this one looks far more retail, shall we say, certainly what we'd expect to see here in the UK. So let's get it open and see what's in here. I'll be honest, I'm not expecting anything too dramatic. I'm expecting maybe a windscreen mount, obviously a screen, a charger of some sort, a few bits and pieces to go with it. So let's have a look, shall we? Yep, that all looks, ooh, yes. Now that does look very familiar and very similar. It looks actually pretty much identical to the other one, and it, yeah, on its own, you can't really. It looks absolutely identical. I'd say the only difference that I've noticed straight out the box is the camera there can go straight up, but it's also on the other side. Okay, so we've got the screen. What else do we have in here then? Let's have a look, shall we? This does look, steady on, this does look very familiar. So you've got the sucky mount. We have got, of course, rear camera. We've got the cigarette adapter and a cable and a few other bits and pieces. It's pretty much exactly the same as the other one. So let's go through what you get in the box. You get the screen, you get this adapter which sort of sticks on your dashboard so your sucky mount can get good purchase. This is your charger, plugs into the cigarette lighter. That's the rear view camera. This is a cable to connect to it. There's also a sticky pad in there and a lever as well to get it off. And finally, the sucky mount for the windscreen. So there we are. All of the kit is there. Suppose the next thing we can do is fit it to the car, but rather than do that, I'm actually going to set it up in here because a few of you asked in the last video what process do I go through to get everything connected up. So we'll pair it on in here and get going. Oh, this is a big moment, isn't it? Peeling off this. Ready? Oh, that was a good peel. That was very nice. Right, let's have a look. Straight off the bat here, we have been asked to select a language, English, and this all looks very familiar. That looks exactly the same as the previous one. I'm going to ask you what you want to do. We're going to go CarPlay, and then it brings up instructions. So it shows you across there, you've got CarPlay, Android Auto, AirPlay, Android Cast, and Bluetooth music. So there's lots of different ways that you can connect to this, but we're going to go with CarPlay. So let's get this connected up. Settings, Bluetooth, and it's having a look. It's going to be that one. And now it's going to say, is that the same number? And allow, pairing request. There we are. It has connected. Couldn't be easier. You swipe left and right. It's nice and smooth. Lovely stuff. So let's go back to the home. Essentially, that is it. Ready to go. It really is that easy and simple to set up and easy to use. All that's left to do is secure it in the car. That's going to be fairly simple. It's just a sucky mount. And away you go. And just like the other one, I'm going to run this in the car for a few weeks to see if there's any major differences. So, cue time warp for 2 weeks. So I've been running the new screen, this one's a new one, the old one underneath, in the car for the last couple of weeks, using it both day and night in lots of different scenarios. And what is the overall conclusion? If you've got the old unit, there isn't much point you upgrade into the new one. There's lots and lots of little differences that make the overall experience a lot better, but not revolutionary better. It's more of an evolution. It's a bit like going from the last iPhone to the new iPhone. very marginal differences. There are, however, lots of little differences that do add up to make for a much better experience. The screen, to start with, on the old one, it's got relatively large bezels, not massive, but relatively large. And also the screen on the new one, not only does it have much thinner bezels and it goes right up to the edge, so it does look a lot cleaner and more modern, but also it's brighter, so in the day you can get a much better, clearer view of this compared to the old one. The camera on the back also now lifts up and down. Not only is it moved from the left hand side to the right hand side, it moves up and down, and it's still got the little adjustment so you can move it left, right, up and down to get a better view and focus on what you want to. Speed wise, it is better. You can see like the transitions between things are just that little bit smoother. You can see the old one there is a little bit laggy. The new one is just that much more smoother and quicker. Like I said, they're all very, very minor little differences. So if you've got the old one, you don't need to rush out and buy the new one. However, if you are going to buy one for the first time, definitely go for the newer one. Both of them come with 64 gig micro SD cards as standard, which you can take out and download your footage. Both of them have still got that fantastic array of integration, so you can use Bluetooth, FM, there's a speaker inside of it, or you can use an auxiliary cable to plug into the stereo in your car. If I just go back to the home screen there and put audio output, there's the speaker that is in the unit. Okay, it's not great, it's a very tinny speaker, but if you need it, it's there. There's Bluetooth audio. Now with the Bluetooth audio, your phone will connect to your head unit, and this will connect to your phone using Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, one of the two. And the audio is controlled by this, but it goes direct from your phone to your head unit. The next one along is FM. FM is dead simple. This acts as a transmitter, so whatever frequency you set it to, set your car or van to the same frequency and it will pick up that audio. As you can see, it does auto connect to CarPlay. These two are fighting over CarPlay from my phone at the moment. The final one that you can use is auxiliary. So there's a little 3.5mm jack on the back of the unit. Plug that in to your car stereo, press the aux button on both, and away you go. Now, I usually set these to Bluetooth because I Bluetooth my phone to the car, and then I can control everything through this using CarPlay. It boots up automatically, it connects automatically. You can see the phone is jumping between the two. Any second now, this one will jump. There you go. This one is just that bit more smoother and looks that bit more modern. One thing that I do really like is the fact that they've moved the connections from the right hand side to the left hand side. I know that sounds very minor, but for here in the UK, where we drive on the left hand side of the road and we're sat on the right hand side of the car, having the cables going towards the passenger rather than the driver is much, much better. The operating system is pretty much the same. So if you're upgrading from this one to this one, it's going to be extremely familiar. But even if you're new to it, it is very, very user friendly. It's really easy to get to use and get to know. And it's easy to use when you're on the move as well. Now, you shouldn't be interacting with this screen while you're driving, obviously. But if you are parked up and you need to do something, it is really nice and simple to use. It's also very easy to take out as well. It just, as it did before, you just slide it up and then you can take it out of the car. You don't need to leave it in there. It comes with the same two different connectors as well. So you've got either this sucky mount, which you can literally plug onto your car windscreen, or you've got this version as well, which you can stick onto your car dashboard. And this is like a rubber foot, which is flexible. So if you've got a bit of a curve in your dashboard, that is going to make a nice secure grip on there. The cameras, like I say, there hasn't been a marked improvement in those. They're still good quality, not great quality. And one thing that I didn't get right in my original review was the reverse camera. Both of these units come with this little reverse camera here. Now, I did have a question on the original review saying, is this a rear view dash cam as well? And I didn't think it was. Turned out it is. It also records live as you're going along the road. If you wire it in properly, and there's a small little red cable that you can connect to reverse lights, when you put it in reverse, the screen will automatically show the rear view behind you from this camera. But even if you don't, this will be recording all of the time, and you can press the camera button there and it will bring up the display. Obviously there at the moment it's sat just in full view because I've only got one camera connected. If this was connected, it would be a split view. So overall, Has my opinion changed? No, I still think that these two are some of the best, if not the best, screens on the market. I said that this one was the best. This one is just that little bit better. The design's just a bit more crisper. The improvements they've made, like being able to slide the camera up, moving the connections over there, and making it just that bit smoother and improving the brightness on there, all of that has made this just that bit better. So if you are looking for one of these, definitely go for the newer one. It's linked in the description below. Now, in that description below, there's a few links. There's one that enables you to buy this on Amazon. If you use that link, I'm a part of the affiliate program, so I might get a couple of pence off there. Or there is also a link that you can buy it direct from Lamtto, and if you buy it from there, usually they've got some sort of offer on and you might be able to get it for a bit of a better price. I want to make it very clear that Lamtto have not paid me, endorsed me, or encouraged me to make this video, or in any way interfered with my view on these units. If I didn't think they were any good, I would be honest, so you didn't waste your money. They haven't paid me to say anything, so if they weren't good, I would tell you. And I do think the cameras, there's still room for improvement in there. You can see from the footage that the number plates aren't that clear. They could put better cameras in there, but I suspect that will increase the price. But for the price point these are at, what, 100 odd quid, something like that, it's very, very hard to pick fault with it. They're easy to use, they're clean, they're crisp, they work, they do exactly what they say on the tin. And you've got the added benefit of not just having Android Auto or CarPlay in your car or your van, but you've also got a dash cam as well. So should anything happen, you've got an extra piece of recording there. So should you buy one? Yes, I think you should. If you're looking to upgrade your car, your van, whatever it might be, this is a great way of doing it. You can hardwire them in if you want to, or as I use them between lots and lots of different cars. So I just basically use the sucky mount, and if I'm in a different car that, even if it's got CarPlay, I can stick this in there and then I haven't got a faff with my phone. It's already connected to my device, connected to the Bluetooth in the car, away we go. So that brings my conclusion to an end, if you like. What's the best? This is now the best. This is better. So if you're going to buy one, get the newer one. If you've got this one already, don't worry about upgrading. Not just yet anyway. If this breaks, then yeah, go for the new one. But otherwise, both great units. Hopefully that's helped you make an educated decision on which one to buy. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. If you have, underneath you'll find a thumbs up. Please hit that. There's also a hype button as well. You can hit that and it does something, puts the video in front of more people. I don't know. But if you've really enjoyed it, do think about hitting that subscribe button, because there's loads more great content coming up on cars, bikes, trucks and tanks. Coming up next, got very, very interesting one. Let's see whereabouts I put it. Where is it? Here it is. This is a single DIN head unit, but it rotates. So you can rotate the screen that way or that way. So that's what's coming up in the next video. If you want to see that, make sure you hit the subscribe button and then you'll get a notification as soon as it goes live. All I have to say is thank you very much for watching. I'll see you again soon.